How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Match Day Live. We've got Watford away. It's a big one. If we get the 3 points today, puts pressure on Man United, who've obviously got Manchester City away later on today. And with a few of the regulars, let's start on my right. Premzy, what are you saying, bro?
Oh, I'm good, man. Just had a long drive from Money, so just settling in.
So you're excited?
Getting ready, excited, getting... Just, you know what, bro? It's one of them, innit? Like, I'm just trying not to be so optimistic, innit? I just want to just be level-headed and take it as it comes because, look, Watford got a draw out of United. So, Roy Hodgson, normally, he always tends to get results against Arsenal when he's with Palace. So, it's something where he's a manager that can look at the game, assess where we're weak and exploit it. And it's something that he's done well over the years. So, I don't want to go in thinking, even though I want us, and I do think we'll win 3-4-1 or something like that. But still just trying to be a bit reserved with it because, like I said, is when we normally time to capitalise, we normally hit a stumbling block. So, yeah, I'm excited for the game. But yeah.
Robbie, are you locking away the optimism, or you?
I mean, you know what? I'm in the studio again. I don't know why. I'm less nervous when I'm at the games, right? Even the other day when I was at what was the last game? When we played Wolves last game, I was less nervous than the previous game when I was in the studio. You know what I mean? I get more nervous inside here. I don't know if it's when you're at the game, so many people are around you. We were, you know.
And that was a 1-1 last-minute winner you went to compared to
yeah.
a 2-0
And I wasn't as nervous as when we was here. We went down to the 10 men. But listen, I'm looking forward to the game. Just like Premzy said, I'm really interested to see what the starting lineup is. We were down at Vicarage Road during the week filming. It's a tight ground, but I think, you know, this is a massive opportunity for us. We keep saying it every single game, but again, yesterday results sort of went for us. Wolves lost, West Ham, you know, they should have got a point out of that game. I'll tell you, they played all right against Liverpool. Didn't take their chances, but they lost. We know United have got a very tough game against City. There's no, you know, what I mean, there's, you know, you know, if it goes to form, they'd lose. This is huge. If Arsenal can win today, away at Watford, I think I saw where they've only won 2 games at home this season.
All season.
If we can get into them, start quickly on the front foot, like what we've been doing in some of those away games recently, you know, because really, if you look at the results as well, they all went against Watford yesterday as well, as regards to the, you know, the relegation. So they need something. So, big game, man.
They're all big, and when you look at the teams around us, United, Tottenham, you know, they're made bigger because of their inconsistencies. And Man United got Man City later. You know, I'm weary of saying it because I said it last week when we had beaten. When we had got our 3 points, I thought to myself, you know, Spurs will drop points against City, and they beat City. So let me hold my horses on that one.
You've been saying it all along, though. You've been saying that it's not about everybody else; it's about what we do. Right, and if we do our business, whoever's going to be consistent from now till the end of the season is going to get in the top 4. Yeah. Right, and we just got to do our business. We do our business, and we'll make top 4, because the other teams are inconsistent. But if we follow them in being inconsistent as well, we won't make top 4, and but we've got a great chance.
And let me reintroduce Shorey back again. What a debut last week for the watch along.
My throat's recovered from that chokehold that LV put me in, man. My God, took 4 or 5 days, man.
What a debut, though. I can't lie, last-minute winner.
Incredible. Look, it's been a really good week for me personally. I'm just waiting for Arsenal to cap it off on the weekend, man. I mean, the thing is, because we don't play that many games, it is a long wait for the game to come, you know. And I know it sounds cliche, but when you wake up, you do feel like every game is a cup final now. Yeah. Because they're so important. And completely agree with what Robbie said. Not just in football, but in life. Don't necessarily look around you too much. Just focus on yourself, and you'll probably get to where you need to be, you know. And that's the message that's coming out of the camp this week with Arteta, saying, look, we just need to focus game by game, do things the way we want to do them. And if you're looking at Watford, I mean, I think they lost to Norwich unanswered, they didn't score. Lost to Brighton, didn't score. Quite frankly, I mean, I know they got a point off United, but looking at the way United played, they should have probably won that 3 or 4-0. So there is cause for encouragement there with us. And if we
no Sarr, I saw it.
No Sarr,
which is that's huge.
No Femenia, is that right?
Oh Kiko, yeah.
I think they said he could. He could be fit.
So he may not start. He's a very important player for them as well, right? So, look, quietly optimistic. And if you're looking to make it into the top 4 when you're playing teams like this, you should be beating them. The only reason I'm a little bit more reserved is at this point in the season, Watford know that even a point's not good enough for them. They need 3, right? So they will come out fighting and they will come out for the win at home. But maybe that plays into our hands. If they're looking for the win, maybe we pick them off. It'll be an interesting watch.
The thing is, Hodgson, he don't really play like that, does he? He don't really, I thought that when we played Watford at home, they were on the front foot, they were attacking, but Hodgson's a different type of, even at home, he'll sit counter-attack. And they have got good, players on the counter-attack.
Yeah, like you said, the results went against them yesterday, so they might be feeling
they need some.
They may have to. Even the Watford fan that you were speaking to, I think in box to box from memory, was saying, look, a point isn't good enough for us.
Yeah.
We need the 3. That's the general feeling amongst their fan base. And I think with Sarr out now, it may have forced Hodgson's hand in that he may not be as attacking because he's lost one of his star players. So maybe he will have to sit there for the counter and try to accumulate points elsewhere. But it's a risky strategy at this point of the season,
But to be fair, most teams that normally sit back against us, that's the teams that normally do the best against us anyway. The teams that normally try to press out and then we catch him and break on him, they're the games that we normally tend to win and win comfortably.
Low blocks we struggle
Exactly. So is one of them, like, he's an experienced manager, you can't take that away from him, and these men are in a dogfight at the bottom.
Yeah.
And when you're in a dogfight at the bottom, anything can happen. And the thing is with Arsenal, like I said, is it's clear to see that we're in pole position, and realistically, we've got the games in hand. Obviously, you've got to win them games in hand, but it looks like we're in good position. We win today, we go fourth. Obviously, like you said, United's got to play City, which is more than likely they're going to probably lose. But again, for me, like I'm saying, last 5 games of the season, that's when I'm going to really be proper optimistic for it, you get me? But you can't take teams like Watford lightly because, like I said, they're in a relegation battle.
Can't take anyone in the Premier League lightly anymore. The standard's so high. The reality is the bottom place team could beat anyone in the top 6, on their day.
But with all the results that went yesterday and stuff like that, that's going to motivate them, innit? That's like an incentive. You go into like a sales environment or something like that, and like your manager gives you an incentive to get them deals. It's there, innit? It's like a really well-driven incentive to go there and get them points against Arsenal. And we're normally that team, when you need them points, we'll give them you, innit? So that's why I'm just trying to hold it reserved, innit? Still positive that we're going to get the result, but we can't overlook them.
One thing I've been saying this season, sorry Rob, because you mentioned it just before earlier about anytime Arsenal can capitalise, in the past we haven't. But this season's been different in that sense.
Really, we've done it once though against Wolves, innit, really?
No, West Ham, December. When we beat them, we jumped above them and got into the top 4.
Yeah.
No one really expected that at that time.
But even still, you have had the odd occasion, but if you actually look back and track back, more time that the opportunity's been there for us to gain them points and gain grind, even when we was at the bottom at the start of the season when we lost the first 3 games, and then after that we won 1-2, drawed a few. It was the same procedure. We can never go on a 10-game straight unbeaten run, and when I mean unbeaten, I mean 8-9 games on the bounce,
not
winning.
Many teams in the league can though, because
No, but this is what I mean.
Right?
This is what I'm trying to say. This is the standards of Arsenal Football Club. We're all sitting here now, and we're here thinking, top 4. But that's not the standards of this football club. That's not the standards of this fan base.
We've got to take things step by step. And at the moment, we've got to take things step by step.
No, I know, but in the long run, you've got to look at that picture though, Robbie, and you've got to aim for that. If you start thinking, right, top 4, look, we sacked Wenger because we were getting 4th. You get me? That's our mindset now, because people say, be careful what you wish for. It's true, innit? Obviously, even though the last couple of seasons, he didn't get us 4th, but with the budget he had, we've clearly seen now, this team here now has struggled to get 4th with no matter what manager that we put into place. This manager that everybody's lauding, has finished 8th twice, you get me? And he's had a lot of money to spend. So it's not the case of where I'm a negative fan for wanting to finish first, you get me? Because competition's about winning, not participating. Obviously, I'm realistic because, like I said, I'll be happy if we got 4th, because at the start of the season, with the team, with the manager, and especially after the first 3 games, I did not think in a chance in hell that we'll have the opportunity to get 4th. So I am realistic and I would be happy, but even if we get 4th, we shouldn't really be so ecstatic, because our club, our stature of our club should be aiming for higher.
No, but I hear all that, right? But you've got to take things as one thing at a time. I will be ecstatic if we get top 4, because it's going to be significant for us, right? Because it will allow us to buy better players in the summer, and it will mean that we get back into the Champions League and playing against better teams.
Yeah, I agree. There will be positives.
That's
there will
good.
be
So
positives.
right? Then after that, I agree with you. The next thing is, right, you got in the top 4. What's the next steps?
Correct.
Now let's start, you know what I mean? So that's how I'm looking at it. And you know, the other thing I'd sort of say, I know what you're saying about low blocks, yeah? But if you actually look at the last 3 games, all 3 teams are low block teams that we played. Even Wolves, they're a low block, they're defensive, 3 at the back, very defensive shape, and they catch you on the counter. That's how Wolves play. We overcome them twice, including one time with 10 men, right? And we beat also Brentford, who were very defensive when we played them as well. So we can break those teams down.
Yeah, but at the start of the season against Brentford, we didn't. Against Burnley, we didn't.
There's
against Norwich, you know what I mean?
So
it happens.
no, but hold on, I'll tell you the difference, right? At the start of the season, we were missing so many players. When we played Brentford that first game, remember, there was no Aubameyang, no Lacazette. There was loads of no Ben White.
That would have been called off. If it was later in the season,
the game should have been called off. Even if you look at January, when we performed really miserably, right? Look how many players were out. Look, we had to call off the game against Tottenham. We were in a really bad shape. What I'd say about now is that when you look at this, unless when we get the starting 11, loads of players are out. Please make that not be true. But if you look at the team now, he's literally got his first team, apart from, say, maybe a niggles with Tomiyasu, to pick from. So, and because we've only got the 1 game a week, we're going into games with a strong squad. I don't think we wouldn't have been able to cope with our European football anyway.
No.
But we're going into games with a strong squad, and we should be fresh today. We haven't played this week. It's not like I've seen some teams that have played during the week, like Southampton yesterday. They didn't look themselves because they played in the FA Cup during the week. I think Norwich played during the week as well. They got lost. Even Liverpool didn't look their self.
Yeah.
But we got no excuses. We're fresh. We haven't played. It seems like we haven't played for about 6 weeks. I was coming in today. I was like, why did I give them man my ticket to the game, man? I ain't been to a game. It feels like I ain't been to a game for ages. So I feel that those are factors. That's why I feel a little bit more confident going into a game like this, because a lot of times we will have a game like this, Watford, and we're probably coming off the back of a Europa League game, say, for instance, on a Thursday night, or an FA Cup game a few days ago, and this guy's doubtful, and you know what I mean? But this, at the moment, we've got no excuses for that. So
I'm somewhere in between both. Before we move on to Sharoy's opinion on it, there's parts I agree with both. I think you're right. We shouldn't be ecstatic with top 4. What I would be ecstatic with if we get top 4 and build on it adequately. So I might be ecstatic
but initially,
come August.
But I know, I hear you. But if we get top 4 is not a trophy and all that. And I hear you, and I'm with you. The standards need to be high. But if we get top 4 this season, right, I'll be ecstatic. Because even at the start of the season, when I look at that table, I'm like, we're not the 4th best team. When I looked at the table, I'm like, we're not the 4th best team.
Ecstatic's a big word, though. Do you mean happy? Ecstatic sounds
like
ecstatic sounds like
actually, you're coming to run that one.
Ecstatic, man. Let me be ecstatic, man.
Cool. 5 years out of the Champions League, 6th year, go back in and get smacked up.
Sharoy, you've heard me, Premsy and Robbie speak on it. What's your opinion on the business end of the season and how important it is?
For me, there's a massive difference between objective success, which is what Premsy talks about, i.e. winning trophies, coming first. That is typically reserved for a small number of clubs and has been for a few years, right? For us to get to that level, I'm not looking at objective success, but I'm looking at subjective progress. And what I mean by that is looking at how we can take steps to get closer to that pack. And there's no doubt that top 4 is a step getting closer to that pack and doing it organically, right? Once you get there, and these are the noises that have been coming out, not just from Arteta and the camp, but also the board. Once you get there, you then look at what the next step is. Now, if I were looking at this from a bird's eye view, when Arteta came in, I would have said, right, I would love to get a trophy out of the way because there hasn't been a trophy for a while. That would do a good job and lift spirits. FA Cup comes along. I would say there are a lot of relatively destructive personalities in this camp that I want to get rid of. He's done that. I would say I want to lean out the wage bill a bit. He's done that. I would say I want to try and get the fans on side to an extent because it was very hostile when he came in. To an extent, he's done that. He's taking those incremental steps towards progress. And I completely agree, looking at history, we aren't where we need to be and we aren't where we ought to be given the platform that we could have built on when we were up there, right? But dwelling on the past is relatively unhealthy now. And I'm not saying I want to let the board off the hook, but I am saying with this manager and these players, it's something fresh, it's something new, And because I love this club, I'm going to give this team and this manager a clean slate and get behind them until they give me reason not to. And these players, to date, have not really given me reason not to, bar one or two that are still lingering from the Wenger era, right? And that's where my sense of optimism comes from.
Can I just say something quickly, yeah? Because obviously I have debates with many fans, obviously like yourself. Obviously it's good to be positive, and I'm not saying it's blindsiding what's really going on in a sense. But I just believe, realistically, yeah, it's all good saying this, but the bottom line of it is, he's been here for 2 seasons and finished 8th. Yeah, we had Wenger that had man in line. We had Wenger that had wage structures in line. We had Wenger that's brought this club to where it is, all on a budget. Arteta's coming and doing the same thing. What's the difference if we would have just kept Wenger?
Wenger did fuck it in the end.
No, but it doesn't matter though. Even still, he fucked it or not, bro. We still finished higher than Arteta did 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
Bro, you get me? So
yeah,
what's going on here? We had Unai Emery that was brought in. Man took the piss out of him, yeah? That's the truth. Man took the piss out of him, took the piss out how we spoke, yeah? Sorry for my language. But they took the mick out of him. And then it's all right to just, get rid of Unai Emery, get rid of him. My man's gone, yeah? He knocked us out in the Europa League last season. This is our manager we got now. So I know that you're optimistic and all of that. But can you just not see how, like, when Arsenal lose, bro, my day's done.
I'm exactly the
fully
same.
done, bro.
I'm exactly the same.
Everything's done in my day. So as a fan, you get me? As a true fan, because I don't know how you feel about the club, but with me, it's just raw love since little. And I'm not saying we have to win the league every single season. Just compete, be in and around there. So every season, a fan can go to the stadium and say, you know what, boys? Yes, Robbie, there's a chance we're going to do it this season.
Don't you feel like what Shroy's saying, right, is that he's seeing signs that we're on our way back towards that.
All right, but
That's what we're trying to say, right? And I'd agree with him. I'd agree with him in saying that since Wenger's left, this is the kind of first time I'm looking at this team and thinking, you know what? Add a few, man. We spoke about this the other day, innit? Add a few like quality to this team, and you never know, man. Next season, I feel this team could be in with a shout of challenging.
It gives you.
I've not felt like that for a long time with Arsenal.
I hear you, but Joe, when the January comes and a man don't buy a striker, and the whole world can see that you need a striker, that's not normal, bro. You get me? That's not right.
But who would you have got though? They did try and get a striker.
I'll tell you who they could have got. You know Zapata from Atlanta? He was there for £5 million loan fee. But who cares for a £5 million loan fee for six months? I'd rather bring him on than Nketiah. Is a different option to have on. You can get rid of him after 6 months. You just got rid of Aubameyang. You get me? We're going to need 2 strikers in the summer anyway.
January.
I agree with all of that. Carry
January
on.
was either a masterstroke and we'll know that in May, or a disaster.
Exactly the point. Exactly the point. So our conclusion as to that can be drawn when we see what the end result of that is, right? It could quite literally be, wow, he didn't bring in someone because he was panicking. He got what he needed out of the players that he had, and now he can bring in the target that he really wants. Or it's actually, you were perhaps slightly naive in thinking that you had what you need. But we can't make that call right now.
I know, but to me, it seems like yous will be happy for top 4, and that's it. We've not won nothing.
Just this season?
Just
this season, I will be. This season, I will be. But I certainly wouldn't be.
We got knocked out of the Carling Cup. We got knocked out of the FA Cup at the third round.
And I was devastated that week.
Disgraceful.
I was devastated that week.
If Wenger was here and he got knocked out of the FA Cup third round, banners are coming out, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not hating on Arteta. I want him to make me eat my words and win the league, and I would love it. I'll be happy and buzzing because he's not. I just want the best for Arsenal Football Club. And all I'm saying is I've seen a man finish 8th twice so far this season. That's why I'm not going to get my hopes up until the last 5 games where I see, right, okay, we can see the last finishing line now and we're in pole position. Then I feel the weight's lifted off my shoulder because Arsenal give you PTSD over the years, bro. And that's how it is. It's the truth. You get me? And you tell me, look, this process that's going on now, we had the likes of Aaron Ramsey, Samir Nasri, Fabregas, all of these man, same thing.
Because the team's here.
Right.
Oh, they are. Let's go.
Lineup's here, right? So, do you want me to run it?
Yeah, go on.
Right, Ramsdale in goal, Cedric, so still no Tomiyasu, White, Gabriel and Tierney, Thomas Partey, excuse me, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli and Lacazette. So that, and then on the bench is Leno, Holding, Tavares, Swanson, El Neni, Lokonga, Pepe, Hutchinson and Nketiah.
No Smith Rowe.
No Smith Rowe
still.
I thought he was taken with illness. What is?
That's what they said. He was ill. Yeah.
It was illness. Then it got announced it was COVID, and then he returned to training on Tuesday or Monday. I see a picture on of him returning to
Okay,
training.
so this is Arteta basically saying if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They got the result last time round. Let's see if they can do it
Well,
again.
he must be something. If he's not even in the team at all, though, there's got to be something.
Yeah, he must be
Smith Rowe
injured,
must
so.
be still sick.
Yeah.
I've got the Watford lineup as well.
Go for it.
Foster in goal, Loser, Cleverly, Yao Pedro, Kamara, Cathcart, Sissoko the captain, Firmino is in.
He plays.
Samir, Dennis and Hernandez. That's their team. And let me see what their bench is.
Dennis is a threat.
Batman, Bebo, Messina, Sima, Cabaselli, Kalu, Sierra, Kuka and KMB. So no star in their line.
I'm relieved about that.
Which is massive
Very
for them,
relieved, yeah.
Massive for them. They should allow Tierney to express himself a bit on that side then. Because I thought Tierney and Sarr would be a key battle today.
I was scared. To be
By the way,
honest with you.
happy birthday going out to Matty Hughes. Big Gooner. So shout out to going out to him. But yeah.
There was a few super chats that I've missed, people. Apologies if I have missed any. Rabadan, I was sitting here thinking shit, and I'm meant to be the negative one. Rabadan says Premzi makes Turkish seem like Julian and Ty.
Nah, it's not even that, man. It's just real, innit? And I got high expectations. I don't know about you in life, yeah, but I aspire for the best. You get me? I don't aspire to just participate or just be there. You get me? I aspire to win.
No,
Shit.
my expectations are high as well, but I'm just saying that.
Nah, I get it, Robbie. You've
You've
got
also
to be
got to be a
realistic.
bit realistic, innit?
But it is
Right?
being realistic,
There is,
though,
I
bro.
know we don't like to use that word, right? But it is kind of a process. In that, we got to be real and see where we are. Yeah, we can't just say, we
But
should
we're
be
here
challenging.
because of how the club's
No,
running.
we can't just say we should be challenged because we're Arsenal. Because at the moment, we are where we are, right? And we need to get out of that. And to get out of that, you've got to have a plan. Rather than like you see a Man United, a team that ain't got a plan, right? Really and truly, they've just basically got a lot of money they've thrown at it, but they haven't really had a plan, have they? So that's why you see them. They've got a team that on paper, you think, wow, what a load of some great players, Varane, Sancho, this, but they ain't really a team because they've not really, not enough thought has gone into constructing what they've done there. You know what I mean?
Complete opposite to us, though, right?
I do hear
Complete
what you're
opposite
saying,
to us in that
but-
sense. We can see now an identity in terms of not just the players that we bring in, but the type of character Arteta wants, the type of football that we're playing. Let me be clear, my aspirations for Arsenal Football Club are exactly the same as yours. I want us to be at the top. And I grew up, I'm 32 next week, right? So I basically grew up watching that Invincibles team. Arsene Wenger came in when I was 7 years old, and that's all I knew. That's what I grew up on, right? And that's what I loved. We're nowhere near that. But I also understand that these sorts of things cannot be done overnight. Now, we could have done much better from the position that we were in. Don't get me wrong. I completely agree with you there. But looking at where we are now from where we were when Arteta came in, all I can say is that I see signs of positivity, and on that basis alone, detaching the board for a moment, if I'm just looking at the players and the manager, I'm willing to give them that chance.
Crazy though, because you say you see signs of positivity, but under Unai Emery, where did we finish? Finished higher than Arteta. So we've become worse as a team, and when it becomes to the Arsene Wenger era, like I said, it wasn't even accepted for him to fall out of the top four.
But
so how has the standards of our club dropped? If we say the Arteta era, we've been dead for 15 years.
Do you not think the dynamic of the Premier League has changed since the Wenger era and maybe even the Emery era?
What?
The
As
standards
a fan,
are so much
I hear
higher.
you, but as a fan, like Robbie just said about Man United and that, but do you know the difference between Man United and these other teams? They're willing to try, throw money at players and see, you know what?
No, but where's their plan?
See us, we're looking to go and scrumble and go and like beg for players here and there.
Yeah, but
and hope
they ain't
it
got a
works,
plan
you
though.
get
They
me?
ain't got look
But
at it.
I'd rather not have a plan, but see some sort of trying, because we haven't really got a plan.
but what's it got them?
Our
What has it
plan
got them?
is get Arteta
No, hold
in
on,
and trust his plan.
Hold on.
That's all it is. The board ain't got a plan.
Wait a minute. When you really deep here, what has their plan got them?
We won a trophy more recently
We've
than
actually
they
won a
have.
trophy more recent than them.
Yeah,
what has their
but
plan
what I'm
got
trying
them?
to say is you're not listening. You're not hearing what I'm saying.
No, but
Robbie.
you're saying, I'm saying, right, you need a plan, yeah?
No, I know.
Right, and at least his plan is it's going to take a little time, follow me on this, be a bit patient, I'm
Right,
going to have to
okay,
build
I'll tell
it.
you the difference.
And listen, I've got still reservations with certain things, but, you know what I mean, at the moment, I'm a bit like you, Shiro. I like some of these players I'm seeing out there. There's a freshness to it, right? There's still a few more, like you said, that need to be moved on, right? But I like what I'm seeing, right? Whereas United, right? They've thrown a load of money at it, but what have they done? Why are United not challenging for the league?
I'll tell you exactly what they've done. The difference between United and Arsenal, Robbie, yeah? When we left from Wenger and when they left from Fergie, totally different. Because, yeah, they tried to build a project with David Moyes. That shit weren't working.
Yeah, but they've thrown a load of money at it.
Listen to it. Is that, as a fan, bro, I'm not asked about the financial side. I'm asked about, as a fan, what I'm getting, what I'm paying for, what I'm seeing. So just, obviously, when I'm talking about United, they got rid of Moyes. You get, David Moyes, got rid of him. They tried to get in a world-class manager. Didn't work. They tried another world-class manager. Didn't work. Then they tried one of their own. You get me? Hasn't worked. Now they brought in Ralph Rangnick to make a plan. I understand that, you get me? What did we do? We wanted the Champions League so bad, yeah? We didn't even go and get a Champions League winner. We brought a Europa League winner in, you get me? After the fans and everyone got on a bit of stick on him, we got rid of him and brought in somebody that's one of our own, but he ain't no legend of this football club. He's just Pep's man, and we're hoping that's the best. That's the difference between United and Arsenal. They've gone out and they've tried.
But what has it got?
But they're hoping as well, though, innit?
No,
what
as a fan, I want to see you trying it. I don't want to see man finishing
but
it.
hold on. I like plans, yeah?
Right, but if we go,
their plan has not got them any better than. As a matter of fact,
if we deep it, their plan, what they've had over the whole time of the Premier League, has won a lot more shit than what we have.
No, we're talking in recent times.
No, I'm just.
We're talking in recent times. Whereas their plan has not got them nowhere, right? They've spent a load of money. Their plan has not got them nowhere. I wanna, you know what? I wanna see our plan at Arsenal, right? Because how do we know? Listen, I said right at the start of the season after we lost the first 3 games, and a lot of people were saying that Arteta should go, right? I say, listen, I'm not happy, right? I'm not happy, but to me, you've got to give him at least till the end of the season to see what he can do. I'd said that right back from then. You can check the interviews, because I'm like, it's too, you know,
no, but there was parts in the season, though, when you said, right, how can he stay in that? There's time he needs to go on that, bro. You get me, man. Religious, AFTV.
Even after the Everton game, I said I would give him till the end of the season. Even after that game, right? Because to me, we can't just keep saying, sack this, bring in it. That's what Tottenham have done. What is that? Where has it got them? All these men that have just.
But where has it got Chelsea? Where did it get Chelsea?
No, but Chelsea are a different animal. I mean? Chelsea's not a normal team.
All I'm trying to say is, this is what I'm trying to say is, what is it that we're actually doing so different from the Wenger era?
Let me touch on it. So basically, yeah, like, I get where you're coming from in a sense where I was there. But one thing you said is where I changed the way I have to view it. And I say I have to because it's the way we have to as Arsenal fans. 2016, after finishing second, Wenger wasted heaps of money on Xhaka, Mustafi, so on. We were still reading off those players till now, even with one of them, and Mustafi even till last year. And then we had 2018, where we buy a striker in the summer for 40, 50 mil. We buy another striker in January for 60 mil. We spent over 100 mil on 2 strikers. Essentially, that didn't end up working out. In that same month, we gave Mesut Ozil 350k. So from 2016's transfer window and from 2018 January, where we gave Ozil that contract and we bought another striker, that ruined us financially. Now, I had to start looking at the books because in January, I'm being told we can only loan players. We can't buy. So I had to start looking at the finance. Fans shouldn't have to do this. People say I'm like an accountant. I don't want to be an accountant, but if the club are telling me we can't spend, then I'm going to investigate it to find out, 1, are they lying? 2, if they're telling the truth, why can't we spend? And that's why I've not given a bit more patience to what's happening now, because we still need that balance where, listen, it's all good and well saying we're at the FA Cup and the League Cup and now every game is big, but what happens if we don't make top 4 at the end of the season? Do we clean the slate again and do we say, we go again? So 100%, so this argument, it's not definitive. We cannot define this argument today, we cannot define it next week. It's going to be defined in May.
So what it is, Turkish man's just hurt as an Arsenal fan.
Of course we are.
That's just the truth. Now, it's the truth, innit? Like, it's all the laughing and joking aside. Like, we do all of these podcasts and that, but the bottom line of it is, we've been shit for years, and it hurts. Get me? We won FA Cup. Yeah, sick. Oh, we won an FA Cup before United. What have they won compared to us? How many Champions Leagues have they won compared to us? How many Premier Leagues have they won compared to us? It's the truth, innit? We won 13, they've won 20. We ain't won no Champions League, they've won 3. So, we can't just be comparing ourselves to United at terms. Look at Leicester
I'm just comparing it when you look on it and you say, since them in recent times, us in recent times, their approach, and like Turkish said, even our approach to a certain extent, was to try and throw loads of money at it, and it don't work. You have to have a plan, man. You have to have a manager.
No, Robbie, I hear you.
It takes planning. If you actually look at it now, right, I can see some little shoots because I see some of them young players. Yep. They're the ones that have been. We didn't have to go out and spend £1 million on them, on these guys, because they've come through our academy, and these are the guys that have been our best players and carrying us through. Now, the next stage now is to start adding quality to that. And I like the profile of some of the players. Like when they brought in Odegaard last year and in the summer, there was a lot of fans saying Odegaard. I was like, nah, man. Odegaard, to me, I like the profile of that player. He's young. He's a captain of Norway. He's obviously a very talented player. It hasn't quite worked out for him at Real Madrid, but that's no shame because of the players they've got, Modric and people like that. This guy could be a star player if he's brought through in the right way. So I'm liking the profile. Tomiyasu, right? Again, a quality player that we've brought in. You know, it's like, it looks to me like Fort now is starting to go into the signings. Is this guy going to suit what we're looking to do, you know?
And touching on that, I think that going back to what we said at the beginning, what I'm trying not to do is compare us to the Man Cities and the Chelseas of this world and Man United to an extent. One, because obviously they have a completely different business model in terms of cash injection and so forth. So I kind of...
But Liverpool, I think.
I know, I get that. But what I'm trying to do is focus on what we're doing now and compare ourselves to ourselves in years gone by. That's the comparison that I'm drawing. And if I'm comparing the recruitment, the style of play, the messages coming out of the club now to what I was seeing 3 to 4 years ago, I'm in a happier place now. That's all it is. And I'll be perfectly honest.
What it is as well.
One of the reasons I don't dwell on the past is because I'm just a much happier individual when I don't. I mean, it's just, I'm just, you know what I mean?
But the thing with
not as
Arsenal fans
depressed.
is we get an inch and we run with it because awful little that we know, next season might come and these players that are good now might be dead next season.
And if that happens, my tone will be very different.
No,
and if we don't get top 4 this season, having been dumped out of the cups, my tone will be very different.
We've got to keep it balanced. We can't go too positive, we can't go too negative.
How many times, like, if I asked you how many times have Arsenal let you down that you can think of?
Oh, yeah.
It's uncountable. And what it is you want to be getting, like, it's about, I'm not saying don't support your team, don't love your team, don't believe in your team, it is, but just like Arteta might be doing good stuff, he's doing a lot of bad, like the management of players. You get me? Man's been crying for Pepe to get a game. The guy came on and saved his bacon last game. You get me? But he can't really get a sniffing in around the team.
So that's one thing I wanted to touch on when the starting 11 came out.
So did I, yeah.
There's multiple. The Aubameyang situation, the one thing about Aubameyang, look, I agree, we need to learn to move on from players and all of that, Aubameyang, it was time for him to move on and whatnot. This guy Aubameyang didn't come out and say one thing about the club. It just shows you how much the guy loved the club. You get me? Arteta, really, he could have come out in his press conference and put it to bed properly, once and for all, instead of for 2 weeks, everybody speaking about it, and the fan base it's one person saying this, one person saying that, because you know what our fan base is like? Everyone's fighting between themselves, Aubameyang in, Aubameyang out, or whatever. Just come out and say what it is, innit? Lay it on the table and say, right,
business, though. It might be shrewd business if you're looking to let go of the player and you know you are, not to start slating his timekeeping or his dedication, because it's easier to move him on.
There's ways of saying it. This guy goes around, if you're in the press there, he finds his way around every conversation.
He's got great media training.
He finds his way. Why can't we just have somebody that's just straight up and tells you what it is? Look, I didn't sign this person in January because, no, I went in for this person.
Well, like Antonio Conte?
Yeah, straight up, yo.
Well, I don't like people. No, because look at the chaos that's being created with that.
Yeah, but shall I tell you what's happened there? Because he's been promised something that he hasn't got.
Yeah, and that does translate to the players.
Yeah, and the fans. Antonio Conte is so miserable. I don't even support Tottenham, and I'm depressed when I listen to that guy speak. Imagine what his players are thinking when he's cussing them out left, right, and centre week in, week out.
This is the maddest thing is because this is the difference here. The reason you don't like him and see it because my man there, he's a winner. And because shit ain't going his way...
He ain't going to win anything.
You say he was the winner, but he won the league last season, innit?
No, he was a winner.
He won the league last season,
listen,
innit?
yeah, but
the season hasn't gone over. He's still
to me, again, Primsy.
He won the league with Chelsea.
No, hold on. You see, this is the thing.
Just doing his press conferences, you can't be hating the man of what his achievements.
You are living in the past, you know. Right, because you're talking about what a man has done. That means to a Tottenham fan, it means nothing to him what he done.
You're talking about Arteta winning an FA Cup. What are you talking about?
No, but he won it for us.
But that's not talking about what a man
winning the league
has
for
done.
Inter Milan. What does that mean to Tottenham?
I'm not you saying it. You're talking about Antonio Conte, though. You said to me,
would
you not want Antonio Conte? I'm trying
to tell you about plans. When you're making plans, right? When you're making a plan, right? I mean, you know, that guy Nagelsmann is a Bayern. He's never won nothing, but they brought him in because they got a plan. They're thinking style of play. Is he going to suit this? Will this player suit the system? Will this player suit our football club? That's what I'm glad to see that we're starting to do. Whether it works out or not, I don't know. It's still yet to be seen. But I'm liking them thing there. Rather than it's very easy sometimes to just go out, and it's what Tottenham have been doing. oh, let's get Mourinho because he wins things. He comes in, he doesn't suit the club. He does not suit the football club, and he wins nothing.
Let's go and
get Conte because he's a winner, right? Yeah, he may be a winner in a certain environment. Like when he was at Chelsea where they can give him what he wants, or when he's at Inter Milan where they can give... Why did he leave Inter Milan? He left Inter Milan because he said he realised certain players are going to have to leave because they have to balance the books now. And he's like, nah, if I ain't got an instant team out the box to compete, I don't want to be here.
That's because the man's got ambition to win things, that's why.
So a guy like Antonio Conte, when you really look at it, would he suit right now, even though I said in the past I'd have Conte, but when I really think about it, right now at this moment in time, would Antonio Conte suit Arsenal? When we know that he's a manager, he wants everything in place. Bang, bang. I think United were the ones that missed out, because I think with the players they've got, might have suited them, gone there for a couple of years and got them a trophy with the players they've got. But at Tottenham, those players ain't there yet. Just like the same as Arsenal, we ain't got that complete thing yet to do that.
And Tottenham and Arsenal wouldn't have been able to bring in the players at the rate at which Conte wants them. And that's the issue. Antonio Conte wants them very quickly. But to sort of, to an extent, try and draw a line under it, right? I think everyone here agrees that Arsenal Football Club should be doing better than they are and they have been. But all I'm trying to say is with this season, I like the signs of what I'm seeing. And my conclusion as to whether those signs materialise, I can give you at the end of the season. That's my point in a nutshell.
I'm not going on like I don't like certain things that I see. But I'm just, the way I look at things, bro, I'm just telling you, this is me personally. Everyone's different. Everyone's got a different... You man are from London, I'm from Manchester. See, up north, we're straight to the point. You get me? We don't beat around no bush, you get me? It's straight to the point, and it is what it is, you get me? Whether you like it or you don't like it, it's the facts, innit? Everyone's here, man goes and spends money left, right and centre, but we ain't winning shit. Winning the odd FA Cup here and there is nothing. We're big Arsenal, big massive Arsenal channels and all of that. Doing what? Fucking winning what? You know what I mean? Winning what?
So, there is a game today. There is a game today shortly coming up.
He's not getting me angry, man. I swear down, man. Accepted that. Yeah. Yo, bro, we'll get into the Champions League and get smacked up in the Champions League.
I didn't say I accepted anything.
I'm telling you, bro. This is what I'm hearing from you, man.
Let's round it up. Let's round that with predictions. Let's get back to positive Premier League. At the beginning, you said 3-4 goals. 3-1. 3-1, yeah? 3-1. That's actually why I went with 3-1. Rob, Premsy, if you two turn around and say draw after all this debate.
Premsy's got to cause trouble today, man, I'll tell you. I'll go 2-0.
2-0,
I was going to say exactly the same, actually. Yeah, I think that Gabriel, after the error last week, is going to try and come in and maintain that clean sheet and give us a good performance. And I think we've got enough to get a couple of goals against them.
Couple 2-0s, couple 3-1s.
3-1, I think, man.
Yeah,
I think we should have enough to beat them, man. We should definitely have enough. But then again, like I said,
let's wait and see.
Try not to get optimistic in it, man.
Let's wait and see.
Sweaty palms on Arsenal.
Listen, I'm scared if we don't win, man. With you the way you are already.
Oh my days.
You don't win, I'm gonna be like, yo, Robbie, yo, you tell me to get
flares off in the studio, man. It's gonna be a madness.
Listen, people, Match Day Live will be starting at 1:45. Obviously, the lineups are out, the predictions are in. Couple 3-1s from me and Premsy, couple 2-0s from Robbie and Sharai. Make sure you guys hit the like button, leave us your predictions in the comment section below. I apologise for missing a few super chats. The debate was very heated, so I let it run, people. I let it run.
Man's just passionate, you know. Don't mistake my anger for passion. Man is a passionate person, you know.
I hear it. I hear it.
It's one of them, innit? Like, man was in the House of Parliament and winning things.
Vote Premsy, people. Alright, cool. Listen, Match Day Live. Make sure you tune in. Robbie will be hosting that. We'll be back, me, Sharai, and Premsy on the chairs, and we'll be watching the 90 minutes through. Hopefully, we get the job done with an early goal. Love for the love, people. Hit the like button and leave us a comment below. Peace.